Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Hi, everybody. Happy Hump Day Wednesday. And happy birthday to D. Anderson L. Happy birthday. What are you, a Gemini? Are you Gemini or are you Cancer? I think it's still Gemini season. Well, happy birthday. Yes. So, guys, welcome. This is me experimenting again, doing another early afternoon show. Because usually on Wednesdays, I do the Dana with the Data show, but I do it at night. I did a show Monday at 3. I said I'm gonna do it today at 3. Friday, it may be at nighttime because I want to have a panel. So we'll see, I may come in the afternoon on Friday. I don't know yet. But so yeah, I'm back. The judge is still on vacation. Yes, honey. But welcome. That's my dog with the toy. Shout out to everybody that's watching on X, guys. Please like this video. Please share this video on all your social media outlets. And if you would like to donate, hit the Cash App. The Cash App is $ Dana with the Data. It's going across the screen. Super chat, $ here in the chat. And I did put a goal. I want to get $10 today. So if you have any questions, comments, do so via donation. It's highly appreciated. Well, we're going to have a really good show. We're going to have some fun. Real quick, next week, I want to try and get the phone lines up and running. So I want to start implementing that next week. So today we're going to be talking about, listen, Trump is falling out with all of his friends. First it was Elon. Now it's Tucker Carlson. Yes. And of course, Juneteenth is tomorrow. Yes, yes, yes. Got to sprinkle on some migrants because it's Migrant Wednesday. And, honey, the big one, Tyler Perry. Come on, Tyler Perry. It's your time, honey. You up next. Diddy, they got Diddy. You're up next. If you ever notice that, you start seeing these big heavy hitters in the news with lawsuits and all this yada, yada, yada. So it's Tyler Perry's turn. Yeah. You got to pay the piper. So we're going to get to that in a minute. But I want to start off with this. Let me share this. And then let me remove how do I want my background? I guess I'll have it like this. Yeah. All right. So this here. Well, let me make this bigger real quick. This is the 51st annual legislative conference, right? This is by the Congressional Black Caucus. And I think it's really important for me to make this announcement, right? Because listen, we talk a lot of negative things about Congressional Black Caucus, the CBC. They don't do anything for Black Americans, which they don't. Their focus is illegals, migrants, immigration, LGBTQAI, everything else. They haven't even pushed to talk about reparations, not even in committee. It never even they had one reparation hearing, and I think that was over 5 years ago. So the reason why I'm bringing this up, Congressional Black Caucus Foundation 51st Annual Legislative Conference. I want to promote this because I want people to go. This is September 24th to the 28th. It's going to be at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center. Why is this important? Because these are the people who we vote locally to send to Congress. The Congressional Black Caucus 51st Annual Legislative Conference will be held Wednesday, September 24th through Sunday, September 28th in Washington, D.C. We invite you to join us at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center for 5 days of exceptional programming and signature events including the Day of Healing Prayer breakfast, the National Town Hall, the Phoenix Awards, and the renowned Black Party. So here's the thing. The ALC is the leading policy conference on issues impacting African Americans and the global Black community. See what I mean with the immigrants? Global Black community. Thought leaders, legislators, and concerned citizens engage in economic development, civil and social justice, public health, and education issues. Join subject matter experts, industry leaders, elected officials, and citizen activists to explore today's issues from the national and global Black perspective. That's why it's important, because you need to be in these people's faces in certain rooms if you want to get anything done. If you have issues in your district with your congressional person and they've been ignoring you all year, and then you go to these events and you get in their face, or go to these events, go to these programs, these town halls, and voice your concerns with Black America. We have to get into these spaces because, listen, these are people, they're Congress people. They're already in Congress. You are voting these people in to represent you. So make sure you hold their feet to the fire. And engaging and participating in events like these matter. It matters. And they need different voices in the room. They need FBAs in the room, people who consider themselves FBA freedmen and ADOS. We need those type of people in spaces like this. Make them have the reparations conversation. Get them on record saying what they need to do and what they're going to do for Black America. So I just wanted to highlight this. I think this is a great event. Go check it out. I'm going to put the link in the description so you guys could go click on it. And actually, I'm going to put it in the comment section as well. And you could just go to Congressional Black Caucus website, but it's the 51st Annual Legislative Congress in September of this year. So I think that's a great thing to attend. I think that's a great thing to attend to. All right, so let's get into it, right? I want to start off with we're going to start off with Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? I want to start off with the immigrant conversation, because Arnold Schwarzenegger, he went on The View yesterday, and they asked him about what was going on in Los Angeles, in California, when it came to the ICE raids. And I think they were kind of shocked with his response. So let's take a listen.
As the former governor of California, my home state, California's been in the headlines. Obviously, there have been these huge protests of President Trump's immigration policies. He threatened to potentially arrest Gavin Newsom if he didn't comply. If you were governor right now of California, how would you be handling the ongoing crisis that the state's facing?
Well, I think the most important thing is, when you are in a leadership position like that, is that you are inclusive and that you work together with everybody. Mm-hmm. And so it means that you have to work together with local government, the state government, and the federal government. They have to work together rather than fighting each other. Mm-hmm. Fighting each other's agendas and all of that stuff. That doesn't do good to anybody. And so that's number one. Number two, the most important thing is to create immigration reform. Because all of this is happening because we don't have immigration reform. For decades now, this country has needed immigration reform, which means that we recognize the fact there's people in the south of America that want to come north to work, and that we therefore should supply them with enough visas so they can come, because we need those workers. Yeah, so right. This is the bottom line, because then we would know who is here. We will be able to get rid of the criminal elements that are here and all of this stuff, so we wouldn't be in a mess that we're in right now. So this is my way of saying always, Democrats and Republicans have to come together and solve this issue. if they really want to be public servants. If they want to be party servants and be party hacks and be tied to their ideology, then it won't happen. But if you want to make this country better, and if you want to improve this country and improve the situation of people's lives and bring the prices down and all of this, you will go and serve the people of America. This is what it is. If you're a public servant, that's what you're supposed to do.
But, you know,
so that's what I would do if I'm governor.
Yes.
I agree with everything he said. It's logical, it's sound, it's level-headed, it's a solution, and he's right. We have had, take away the open borders we had for the last 4 years under the Biden administration. For the last decades, I would say for the last 30, 40 years, our immigration department policies have been disorganized. And I don't have enough time in this show to go into those details, but I will do a show specifically breaking down the dysfunction of our immigration department. People who come here legally, it takes them 10 years sometimes to even get a green card, let alone a citizenship. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of paperwork. A lot of people, get taken advantage of when we're talking about this paperwork. So whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, even these people in Congress, particularly the Democrats who are sitting up here promoting these protests against ICE, but they never take responsibility for the disorganization of our immigration department. It is a mess. If we got a hold, and if they straightened out and fixed the immigration policies and department and the day-to-day functions, then we wouldn't have all this quote unquote confusion. But this confusion is very intentional. It's intentional by the Democrats because they cannot deny the fact, even though they don't admit it, but they just won't take accountability that the Biden administration allow open borders to allow 20 plus million illegals to enter this country within the last 4 years. How are you going to get them out? And then when you have a president that says, listen, they came here the wrong way, they came here illegally, they're breaking the system because all billions of federal dollars were being allocated to illegals, sanctuary cities, sanctuary states. Crime is up by 200% because you have a lot of gang members that cross that border. So Trump is president. He wants to clean it up. And now the Democrats are saying, oh, you're wrong. You're the devil. You're racist. Leave these people alone. You're breaking our families. No, you caused the problem. He's trying to fix it. Both parties created the problem that we have now from decades ago because they never wanted to address the immigration problem.
But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, So you got to do things legal. And those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest. And you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can. Keep things clean and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back. You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is. Make this country a better place. But the key is legal.
And you know what Arnold Schwarzenegger did? He became governor of California as a Republican. as a Republican, right? And that was his dream, to come here to America, to be successful, and to marry a Kennedy, which he did. And when he was governor, I'm not from California, I never even visited California, but I remember when he was governor, and I never remember California having the problems that they have now when he was governor. Why is that? Why is that? So if you guys are from California, please put in the comment section, share your thoughts of Schwarzenegger when he was governor of California compared to Newsom, who's governor now. Who's better? Just by the optics and from what I see on social media and the news, I'm going to say Arnold Schwarzenegger was a better governor of California. Because yes, he was a Republican, but the fact is that he was for the people. And in that type of mindset, give back. Don't just take, don't just come here and work, save your money, send it back home, and then leave and then say F you, or come here, bring your drugs, bring your guns, and commit crimes. No, you come here, you are a guest. He's absolutely right. Learn how to behave when you are a guest in somebody's house and give back. Be appreciative of that. So our Congress need to fix our immigration department and get that organized. But the immigrants, you need to come here legally, and you need to show respect to this country, and you need to give back. Because a lot of times, they want to sit up here and say black brown coalition. There was never no black brown coalition. There never was. And I kind of wasn't going to touch on it today because I don't know if I have enough time or not. And I'm like, maybe I just need to do a separate video on this black brown coalition here, right? To dispel that myth. Somebody sent me a video of, I think he's called the Defiant Attorney. He's a content creator on YouTube. Yeah, the Defiant Lawyers Network. And he actually did a video. Let me see if I can pull it up here. He did a video trying to dispel, saying that white power fears unity between black and brown people. I don't believe that. That's not true. This is the video here, and this is by the Defiant Lawyers Network. So, he's very liberal, very pro-Kamala, very pro-Democrat. He's one of those, which is fine. But I'm not sure, do I have time? You know what I'm going to do? Maybe I will revisit the black-brown conversation if I have enough time towards the end of this show, because I want to move on. But there was never no correlation. And what gets on my nerves is when they try to use quotes by people such as Nellie Fuller Jr. to validate their narrative that they're trying to create. Nellie Fuller Jr. said, if you do not understand white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else that you understand will only confuse you. Okay, well, what does that have to do with the black-brown coalition? I might as well just get into it a little bit here.
Apply to the immigration debate, if you will. The zero-sum thinking that many in the space of immigration and how, again, undocumented immigrants affect the African American community, they apply something they may not even know that they are applying it. But it's commonly called zero-sum thinking. And essentially what it means is that in order for one group to gain, another group has to lose. In order for Group A to gain, Group B must lose. That is zero-sum thinking, and again, many people apply that to the issue of immigration related to undocumented immigrants and African Americans. So, African Americans lose, according to zero-sum thinking, anytime undocumented immigrants gain. And it's not true. The thinking that undocumented immigrants take jobs from blacks is not accurate. It's not based on data. It's not based on the facts. Now, let me show you what I'm saying. PBS News and the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics says the latest U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics current population survey data shows that as of 2023, native-born black workers are most predominantly employed in management and financial operations, sales, and office support roles, while native-born Latino workers are most often employed in management, office support, and service occupations. Foreign-born, non-citizen black workers are most often represented in transportation and healthcare support roles, and foreign-born, non-citizen Hispanic workers are most often represented in construction, building, and grounds cleaning. So, African Americans and Latino Americans, whether native-born or foreign-born, work in different industries.
So I pause that right there, right? That's enough of that. Because this is where I disagree. And I am going to have to go back and do a in-depth video. So that may be true. We are in different industries. But but the industries, just say American citizens are in, have a higher unemployment layoff rate as opposed to non-citizens who are in construction, who are in building, who are in ground cleaning. Foreign-born non-citizen black workers represent transportation and healthcare, right? So foreign-born non-citizens, transportation, healthcare, a lot of black American citizens are in those fields as well. But if you don't see a lot of black Americans and you see foreign blacks in those fields, that is because they are being picked over for the foreign-born non-citizen black workers. This isn't nothing new. So this is PBS in 2023. This thing of hashtag black jobs versus illegals, or illegals taking black jobs. Yes, that is true. It is true in the fact that, being that he brought up white supremacy, Hispanics / Latinos, they participate and operate a lot of times under white supremacy. They do. This video here, Black American women in Miami discussing the effects of immigration, part 1. And this is Hijacking News. I follow him on YouTube, and this is a clip that was on X that I seen. And this is back in either the 70s, late 70s, or early 80s. And just listen to what these women are saying about the immigrants and illegals that came into Florida, specifically Miami, during that time.
But most of his words were that he couldn't place us because we wouldn't be able to communicate with the other employees.
All of whom were
Spanish. And I said, you don't need to speak or communicate with the other employees because you're on the floor by yourself. He said, but all the supervisors spoke Spanish too, and we needed to communicate with them. I feel like if I want to learn Spanish to be able to compete with them, then I think I should be able to do that on my own. I don't think you and no one else should be able to tell me that I have to have Spanish. Not in my country.
Yeah, this is America, they forget. This is not Castro's Cuba.
Now, if
I don't mind them. I think they should come over and learn our language. And then if they do have the both languages, that's better for them in the job market. Don't tell us we have to speak your language in order to keep a job here in America. That doesn't make sense.
But most of his words were that.
Exactly. And this is in the early 80s, probably late 70s. That is still going on today. If you notice, you have English and you have Spanish. When you call, 1-800 number, whether it's to pay your bill or to speak to customer service, press 1 for English, 2 for Spanish, right? There, to this day, when you look for a job, must be bilingual, or bilingual is a plus. Why? This is America. Going back to Arnold Schwarzenegger, you are a guest. You are a guest. If I go to Mexico or any Latina country, I have to learn their language. They're not going to bend to me. Absolutely not. You go to France, you got to learn French. They're not going to bend to me. Now, they may teach it in the schools to the kids, but the language is French. You have to learn the language of that country, and that's anywhere in the world. So why here in America, in order for me to be employed, I have to know a foreign language in my own country that these people just came here yesterday off a boat, over a river, under a fence, illegally? And you can't, and you're not employing Black people. These two Black women, foundational Black American women, laid off from their jobs, being replaced by migrants. So when the defiant lawyer is saying that's not true, they're not taking Black jobs, that is bullshit, because this has been happening since the late 70s, early 80s. And this is just one narrative. This is just one way that they are taking and have been taking Black jobs and American jobs, because white people have been replaced too. So I found this clip here. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. An African immigrant exposes how Latino immigrants try to collude and plot with African immigrants to get foundational Black American workers fired from their jobs. That is a whole fact.
Who are working in my company. I'm a Black man. I own a company. I hire a Latino. The Latino comes back and complain about the African Americans because the Latino thinks because I'm African, I don't have any relationship with the African American. The Latino comes to me and tell me that you are an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. That African American cannot work. I have Jose, I have Gonzalez, my brothers who know how to work very well. You need to fire the African Americans, and I will bring a lot of hardworking Latinos who work for your company. This is my company as a Black man. My company. I was a contractor at Quantico Marine Base in Virginia. A contractor for General Electrics. And the Latino workers that are hired, they are snitching on the African American workers that are hired for me to fire the African Americans so they can bring Latinos to take their place.
That's a whole fact. And this is just one man with one company that he owns. Duplicate that hundreds of companies, hundreds of businessmen who hire Black people, white people, Hispanics, probably some illegal migrants, But when Hispanics get together, they get together, separate themselves, look out for themselves to eliminate anybody else, to put themselves in position of power, to bring their own people on, to put their own people on. Take the city of Newark. In the Ironbound section, it's nothing but Brazilian and Portuguese. They look out for each other. They built their own stronghold community, supermarket, banks, construction, transportation. And at one point, you could always pick up a day worker. You see them 6, 7 o'clock in the morning standing in certain sections of the city. You rarely see that because what they did, the Portuguese, the Brazilian, even Colombians, what they did, they told them, don't go out there just getting day jobs. Come work for us in construction. Come work for us in transportation. They cornered the transportation, the construction market. They monopolize it. They hire only their own people for business, and they make money. They keep it in-house. And that is how they operate when they come here. That is how they are taking Black jobs. That is how they are eliminating jobs for Americans. And you do have a lot of illegals that corporations hire because it's cheaper for them to hire an illegal than an American citizen. So instead of giving that job to an American citizen, someone who, just got home from prison, trying to get on their feet or whatever, people say, oh, Americans don't want to pick oranges. If that's the only thing you can do, and the only thing that you are allowed to do, especially if you have a record and you come home and if you click felon, then you're not going to get hired. Americans will pick oranges, but you got to pay them a fair wage. So it is a cycle basically of corruption, of deceit, of a group of people making sure that everyone else is locked out so that they can bring in and uplift their own. Because the more Hispanics or Latinos that you have, the more representation that they could put in public office to represent them, the more resources and the more benefits and the more power and money that they can accumulate. So there is no Black-Brown coalition at all. At all. Guys, please hit the like button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. So let's move on to Tucker Carlson. Oh, honey, Trump is falling out with everybody. Oh, I meant to bring up the damn Trump tweet about Tucker Carlson. Do I even have it here? Is it here? Wait a minute. I need to go to Truth Social. Yeah. So now Trump has, I guess, fallen out with Tucker Carlson. First it was Elon. And a lot of times when people, when you help them get to a certain position or if you help them win, they kind of forget that, you were there helping them when nobody else wasn't. I was trying to find that tweet that Donald Trump said about Tucker Carlson. And that was what I meant to already have that lined up. My mistake, guys. My apologies. Okay, I don't see it. But anyway, I want to play this because this is where it all started, right? The Trump the Tucker versus Trump feud. So Tucker Carlson interviewed Steve Bannon. So I'm going to play the first few minutes because he asked a question. Will the Iran war be the downfall of MAGA?
Donald J. Trump gets elected in November on the back of this amazing coalition, unprecedented coalition, different parts of American society. You never thought of anything in common. Trump paints a picture that makes it really obvious that the old structure, left versus right, Democrat versus Republican, is basically BS and a control device, I think. This is my interpretation anyway. So he creates this brand new coalition. New York Times writes almost nothing about it because it's such a massive threat. But this coalition, which you described earlier and more precisely than anybody by far, is the defining fact of American politics. And it kind of feels like it's being blown up over this war in Iran. That's my observation. Correct me.
Well, I think if you look at the three planks, stop the forever wars, seal the border and deport the illegal alien, invaders, and redo the commercial relationships in the world around trade deals and bring high value added manufacturing jobs back here. They're trying to shut all three down, right? But the one that they're obsessed with the most, which I find strange, is the forever wars. They've got to be in the forever wars, and particularly in the Middle East. I mean, this is what, and I'm a big supporter of Israel.
Yes.
And I'm telling people, hey, if we get sucked into this war, which inexorably looks like it's going to happen on the combat side, it's going to not just blow up the coalition, it's also going to thwart what we're doing with the most important thing, which is the deportation of the illegal alien invaders that are here. If we don't do that, we don't have a country. And you just see right now, they're doubling, tripling out. This is actually potentially a real civil war in our biggest cities. And President Trump has to have our backing. And this came out of nowhere. I mean, the trade deals you saw, he put together Liberation Day, but they've been thinking about it a long time. I mean, Trump's been talking about this since Lou Dobbs back in the 90s. He lays that out there. It's very sophisticated. He's got Scott Bessent running around with Lutnick. They're trying to make these deals. He sealed the border already in the first 60 days. Now we're really going down and actually having the deportation, see the fight. And then out of nowhere comes a war with Persia. It's like a shooting war with Persia, a massive shooting war with Persia. It's like, how did this happen? And that's why I've been up as a defender of Israel and someone that's very pro-Israel. I've been saying, hey, this is going to be the end of Israel because of the way these decisions have been made. And you have, I think, shockingly today early when we had you on the show, you bring up a point that we have to address, which I think it's the thing itself. What is it about this apparatus? When you have a coalition that's like 1932 that's coming together, like Roosevelt had Harvard professors and crackers and Democrats and ranchers out west and big city bosses and the Irish and the Italians, and he put it all together and they juggled it. And
they got Brooklyn, Butte, Montana, Birmingham, Alabama, and they're all on the same side. Like, how does that happen?
And they govern literally almost all the way to Trump. You know, Reagan took out part of it, Newt Gingrich took out part of it, but it was 50, 60, 70 years. We have the same ability. We have hardscrabble Hispanics on the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas. We have tech bros. We have, economic nationalists. We have economic populists. We have people that want to stop their forever wars. There's three planks. And right at the beginning of it, and it's on the 10th anniversary of coming down the Golden Escalator. That was 10 years ago, Sunday. And I tell people, as many triumphs and tragedies, victories and defeats, good days and horrible days, when we're winning and sometimes we're losing, those 10 years of everything that's gone on is just the preamble for where we are today on the convergence of these crises. And now, all of a sudden, a shooting war where they're taking the Nimitz battle group out of the South China Sea and sending 3 carrier battle groups now to the North Arabian Sea, Red Sea, plus Arleigh Burke destroyers and a whole fleet in the Eastern Mediterranean. We're prepping for a major shooting war. And how did it happen? I think what's most shocking is what you said. Hey, it was like Iraq. You're inexorably just drawn and decisions kind of just happen. It's like, what's happened over the last 72 hours? How do we even get to this point? How did this actually happen? Who made these decisions when we had the intel out there that this was not like a thing? This was something that was going to happen a year or two from now.
Yes.
Bibi admitted to Brett Baier on Sunday night. And so the question before us is not simply the Israel Persia situation is what the fuck is going on in this city that just drives this city, whether you're Barack Obama or Donald Trump. And if we don't sort it out now, and I mean right now, that's what we have to have a throwdown. We have to name names. We have to expose it. If we don't throw it out now, throw down now in the summer of 2025, we're not going to have a country. You know, forget the midterms, forget the next election still. We have to have this. What the CIA is, what happened in Ukraine, what the CIA has done, what DNI is doing, what the Justice Department, what the FBI, what DIA and the Pentagon. Because right now we only have a tenuous grip on those. We have 2 people at the FBI, Cash and Bongino. We got a handful of people over at the Justice Department in a massive 30-some person or 15,000, 20,000 person operation. We have 3 or 4 people at DNI with 17 agencies. We're putting a couple of people in there. At the Pentagon, we got Pete and a handful of guys. And every time a guy steps up or the team steps up to say they want to stop the forever wars, they're turfed out. He's lost 10 people since we've even got there. And every time Bridge Colby tries to do something, you know, Bridge Colby's on the front page of that he's an appeaser. So my point is that now we're getting down to it. With all these converging crises, we have an apparatus that reports to Wall Street, to foreign investors, to Silicon Valley, in business with the Chinese Communist Party, that's running the deal. And now's the time if we don't lance the bowl over this country, you're not going to, if you can't turn around with Trump, the Trump team he has, people like you, myself, and they're blessed to have these apparatuses. If we can't do this now, it's not going to get done. And so that's why, to me, it's gone of everything we're doing, stopping the forever wars, redoing the commercial relationship with China to bring jobs back, and sealing the border and sending home deporting 10 million, which is going to be massive, almost like a civil war in these big cities. Of all of those, and I've always said the deportation is the most, to get our sovereignty back, the war we have to have now, the throwdown we have to have now is with the deep state. And we can't, I think we've looked away too often. We just kind of kicking the can down the road. And if we can't do it now with Trump, it's not going to get done.
I agree. He's right. If we can't get it done under the Trump administration, we are doomed. Yes, Natasha, we're doomed. So what's the beef? You know, what is going on? Why is, you know, is all these falling outs? Can I bring this in? No, I have to bring it out. Yeah. Bring it out some more. Yep. No. No. Oh. Yeah, that's better. So Donald Trump and Tucker Carlson are feuding, and today it escalated even more. President Donald Trump escalated his feud with his one-time vocal ally, Tucker Carlson, telling reporters Monday that no one is paying attention to the former Fox News host or his concerns about Israel military actions in Iran. Okay, so you're upset when people criticize you, Trump, for something that you're doing. Well, millions of Americans are criticizing you because people want you to focus on what's going on here in America. He hasn't been in office for 6 months, and it's a whole bunch of shit going on. You have to deal with Congress, that one big so-called beautiful bill. I guess it's beautiful. You have to deal with the deportation. You have to deal with the Democrats. You were dealing with China. You were dealing with tariffs. You were dealing with Canada. You were dealing with Mexico and Russia. You know, cool with Russia. And now you got to deal with Israel, who is blowing shit up since 2 years ago. And they continue to create another war with another country, Iran. So are you making that a priority? People don't want you to make that priority. People want you to make, we, the American people, want you to make us the priority because that's why we voted for you. Too much stuff going on, too many hands and too many different pots. Something is going to spill over. And I have a feeling that we, the American people, we're the ones that is going to feel, we're the ones that are going to feel the blunt. So this was a clip.
Tucker Carlson criticizing you, saying that you were complicit in the war.
I don't know what Tucker Carlson is saying. Let him go get a television network and say it so that people listen.
And quickly, have you spoken to Zelensky before your backlash? Tucker Carlson criticizing you, saying that you were complicit in the war.
I don't know what Tucker Carlson is saying. Let him go get a television network and say it so that people listen.
And quickly,
Yeah, so you have a problem with Tucker Carlson saying that you're complicit in the war. Technically, you are. Because you are so focused on letting Netanyahu do whatever the hell he wants. Now, let me just say this. Let me say this. We're not going to war unless Congress approves it. See, the president doesn't have the authority to declare war. That is an act of Congress. The president doesn't even have the authority to release nukes. That is an act of Congress. And right now, ain't nothing happening. So all you troops, don't worry about being deployed because the Democrats ain't going to agree. And he's going to have the Democrats' support, and they're not going to sign off on it. Even though AIPAC and all these Democrats are pro-Israel, so is a lot of Republicans. But the point I'm trying to make here is he's talking tough Trump. Oh, yeah, I better evacuate because it's about to go down. Well, you don't have the authority to make it go down. Congress does. And as of right now, they're telling you to sit put, stay put. So going back to Tucker Carlson here, let me remind Trump and his administration the reason why you don't got to worry about being, locked up or being found guilty on a state or federal levels because you won the election. You won the election because the people wanted you in because people was fed up with the border being open, right? And that should be the number one priority. But you had the pulse of the people, not through legacy media, but through podcasting. Tucker Carlson, his views are higher than Fox. He's getting more views now on his own independent network than he was when he had his show on Fox. Trump won the presidency because of independent media, such as myself and other podcasters. No other politician ever thought about using that strategy. The people got Trump and his administration in the Oval Office, in that White House. So for you to criticize these massive, large, independent platforms, that's a slap in the face. And the only reason why you're criticizing him is because he criticized you, and he has every right to. We have a right to criticize our presidency. We have a right to criticize our elected officials. And of course, you're not going to take that right away. But what you do is that you kind of like biting the hands that were feeding you. But their makeup. Here go Iran. Everyone will feel it. Well, everyone like who? Because we ain't gonna feel it over here in America, honey. Maybe Israel will feel it. We won't.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's, it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay,
it's not even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay,
actually,
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump.
No,
You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
who can't figure out
I'm
if it was
saying
a good
you don't
idea to kill
believe-
General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really
we
believe
are
that,
carrying out military strikes today.
you said Israel was
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not
at all.
bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
This is
Israel.
high stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay.
Listen, Tucker Carlson has been doing this for a very long time. He's not stupid. He knows how to interview, whether you like him or not. But that's absolutely, why are you saying we? And your Congress, Ted Cruz, we ain't doing nothing. This is not the French country. This is not France. We means yes. So what do you mean we? Israel's doing it, not us. See, a lot of our politicians got their heads so far up a Zionist ass. They haven't even come to yet. They don't know which way is up. Thank you, Dre. He says last year Tucker was his guy. Last year Tulsi was his girl. Last month Elon was his homie, claiming to have picked the best people, but doesn't listen to any of them. Hashtag ego before the fall. Oh my God, you're absolutely right. Brilliant. And thank you for sending the super chat. Thank you so much. This is brilliant. You're absolutely right. Tulsi, last month in front of Congress, said Iran does not have a nuclear weapon. They're not building it. They may want one, but they're not making it. She has the evidence. That is her job to know that. Oh, but Netanyahu says she's lying. They got it. And we got to blow them up. Elon. Now, Elon is a little bit kooky because I'm about to show y'all, the Trump and Elon bromance, how it started and how it ended. But yeah, Tucker was your guy. He criticizing not so much Trump, but this whole thing with Israel and Iran. Oh, he needs to go back on TV. Why? He's popping. People are watching him. They're not watching Fox News. You only watch Fox News if you're on there. So let's explore the Elon Trump romance. Oh, here we go right here. Senator Trump, you can't strike Iran without our approval. Senator Rand Paul says Trump can't bomb Iran without congressional approval. That is a whole fact. What you think you doing? Nothing, because you can't. You can't do anything until we tell you you can. Congress holds the purse. And yeah, somebody put in the chat that war makes money. Yes, it is about money, but it is about probably less than a handful of these defense corporations that are racking in billions. That's not going to benefit us. So it makes billions of dollars for the top 1%. And we are the ones fitting the bill, the American people. Because mind you, we are paying for war. Our economy is different than it was during World War II or World War I, where that's kind of stimulated the economy. But wars now don't stimulate our economy unless you are investing in these defense company stocks, unless you are part of the 1%. But wars now is an expense for us. So let's go to the Elon Musk. Elon Musk says Trump wouldn't have won the 2024 without him. That's a whole fact. So let's say, but here's a thread that triggered the clash. I like when people do these threads. So Elon voted for Hillary in 2016 2016. He voted for Biden in 2020. Oh, damn. And he even called Trump a dumbass during his first term. But in 2024, something changed.
Immediately, this comes up. Trump and Musk's political bromance has officially gone up in flames. In a fiery war of words, the pair tore into each other online, and now Trump's inner circle is calling for Musk to be deported. Former aide Steve Bannon claimed Musk is an illegal alien and should be kicked out the country immediately. This comes.
Musk went full MAGA. He donated $132 million to Trump, reinstated Trump's X account, promoted him across the platform, funded GOP and PACs nearly $300 million. In short, Musk helped get Trump elected, right? But after Trump won in November of 2024, he gave Musk a new title, co-chair Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge. It wasn't an official cabinet position, but it gave us extraordinary influence over Trump's government, because that's all the Oval Office standing next to Trump was Elon Musk. Elon Musk ran a startup, demanded weekly performance reports from federal agencies, pushed to cut $1 to $2 trillion in spending, pitched wild reforms like using Starlink to manage air traffic.
He hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot. He's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly. And some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome. He hasn't.
February 2025, Musk starts flexing his power in the White House. Co-chair Doge, he demands federal agencies list weekly accomplishments and proposes a $1 trillion budget cut, right? And the cabinet, furious. Trump is silent at first. Then March 6th, Trump publicly reins in Musk. He reminds the press that Elon's a helper, not the boss. But behind the scenes, he's still cozying up, even promising to buy Tesla to support American greatness. Then came the big, beautiful bill. I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's record cut in expense, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given. If this bill doesn't pass, there will be 68% tax increase and things far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path of greatness. Make America great again. Fast forward May 2025, Trump unveils his economic mega package, tax cuts, tariffs, border funding. But there's one big detail Elon can't ignore. Actually, let me make this bigger. The bill cuts EV tax credits. The same credits Tesla spent $250K lobbying to keep. Elon is furious.
Money for, and Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and which was a lot of money for electric vehicles, and they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And Elon knew this from the beginning. He knew it for a long time ago. That's been in there. That's been, I would say, JD, that hasn't changed. That's been right from the beginning, Mr. Secretary. That hasn't changed at all, right from the beginning. But I know that disturbed him.
Okay, so again, we got to understand these billionaires, they only do things that's going to benefit them. That's how the wealthy operate. Musk tries negotiating, reinstating the credits, extending his federal advisory role, having Starlink run U.S. air traffic control, installing Jared Isaacman, his close ally, as NASA head. Trump says no on every single front. Trump says Elon's upset over EV mandate cuts. So June 3rd, 2025, Musk publicly called Trump's signature Big Beautiful Bill a disgusting abomination. What triggered him? E-tax cuts were cut, hurting Tesla. His NASA pick, Jared Isaacman, was blocked. His Starlink air traffic idea got killed. His Doge status wasn't renewed, even though it was said that he was supposed to only be on Doge for 2 years. Well, Doge is only supposed to exist for 2 years. The whole department of Doge, but I don't think we ever knew. We just thought that Elon was going to be ahead of Doge as long as it was in effect. And this is Musk. Whatever. Keep the EV solar incentive cuts in the bill, even though no oil and gas subsidies are touched. Very unfair, but ditch the mountain of disgusting pork in the bill. The entire history of civilization, there has never been legislation that both big and beautiful. Slim, beautiful bill for the win. Keep the good, remove the bad. Trump is furious. Behind closed doors, he tells aides, why this guy all bullshit? Was this guy all bullshit? On June 5th, it spills on the Truth Social. Elon's crazy. I told him to leave Doge. He just wanted subsidies. It's no longer just policy, it's war. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do. And he just went crazy. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. So now you're threatening the man's business, right? Mind you, FYI, billionaires become billionaires because they get billion-dollar contracts with the government, i.e. the Rockefellers. Elon returns fire, says Trump would have lost to 2024 without him, accuses Trump of hiding the Epstein files, shared memes calling for Trump's impeachment, predicts a recession due to Trump's tariffs. The fallout was immediate and massive. Without mean choker design, Tesla lost $150 billion in value in 40 hours. Wall Street panicked. Crypto markets wobbled. MAGA world split down the middle. All because two billionaires couldn't stop posting. And underneath it all, it was one central question. Who needs who more? Yeah, who needs who more? Well, Trump needed Elon to help him get to the White House. But now Elon needs Trump because he's at the White House. It's just a matter of who's on top. Sometimes you do missionary and your man is on top. And then sometimes she's riding him. It switches. It switches. Then Trump goes nuclear. He threatens to cancel SpaceX $38 billion in government contracts, even talks of selling his Tesla. Says Elon lost his mind. The implications is clear. Get in line or get out. I mean, listen, he's the king. And at some point, the king has the last say so. He has to put his foot down. But who started it? Depends on who you ask. Musk blindsided by Trump with public attacks during a critical legislative push. But Trump fired the first shot months earlier, undermining Musk's Doge authority, pulling his NASA pick, and mocking his budget cuts as bullshit. Honey, people want to talk about women always posting about their feelings, blah, 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 blah. This looked like two grown-ass men, like they part of the Housewives franchise. But here's the crazy part. This feud could actually benefit both. Musk gets to rebrand as an independent thinker, not Trump's lapdog. Trump gets to frame us as a deep state distraction, the billionaire who wanted to run the government like a toy factory. And there you have it. Thank you, Dre, again. We went to Panama without Congress. We haven't had a Congress-approved war since World War II. Look it up. Ooh, that's interesting. I did not know that. I did not know that. So, yeah, Trump falling out with everybody, honey. And I'm like, okay, when you gonna fall out with Netanyahu? Because I'm tired of him. That is Satan, honey. That is Satan running around in front of our eyes in real time. Now let's get to Juneteenth. Today is June 18th. Tomorrow is June the 19th, which is a federal holiday. Juneteenth is a federal holiday. You see that flag? The white, the red, the blue, has a star in the middle and an outline. That is the official, correct, proper flag representing Juneteenth. If you see any other flags with any other colors that's supposed to be Juneteenth, that got Juneteenth written on it, it is inaccurate. They are grifters. They are pretenders. They're stealers. They are misappropriating our foundational Black American history. So let me just play this clip to show the real meaning of Juneteenth.
The Juneteenth flag commemorates the day that slavery ended in the United States. The red, white, and blue banner with a bursting star in the middle is full of symbols, according to the flag's creator, activist Ben Haith, founder of the National Juneteenth Celebration Foundation. Let's start with the colors, of course, representing the American flag, and a reminder that enslaved people and their descendants were and are Americans. This curve across the width of the flag represents a new horizon, the opportunities and promise that lay ahead for Black Americans after freedom. The white star in the center of the flag has a dual meaning, representing Texas, the Lone Star State. It was in Galveston in 1865 where Union soldiers informed the country's last remaining slaves that the Civil War was over and they were free. But Haith says the star goes beyond Texas, representing the freedom of African Americans in all 50 states. The bursting outline around that star is inspired by a nova, or new star, according to astronomy. This represents a new beginning for all African Americans.
So, do y'all see any red, white, blue colors? No, not red, white, blue. Do y'all see any black, yellow, red? No, you do not. What is this? The city of Brookshire Juneteenth celebration. You see this red, yellow, green? That is not Juneteenth colors. This has nothing to do with Africa, Pan-Africanism, or Pan-Africanists. This has nothing to do with diaspora. These are not Juneteenth colors. They're not. What is this? Centennial, faces of Juneteenth. These are not the faces of Juneteenth. They're not. They're not. The disrespect is so real. The 2025 Sentinel Juneteenth coverage is underwritten by Grand Design, a nonprofit group and dedicated to preserving and keeping alive primarily the performing arts of African Americans, yet inclusive of other cultures. Performing arts, no. Inclusive of other cultures. Why? That has nothing to do with Juneteenth. Grand Design seeks to raise the awareness of the public and appreciation by the public through performance, concerts, presentations, visual art exhibits, and cultural awareness training for the benefit of residents in Aurora and the metro area. So I guess this is in Colorado. We have tethers, we have Pan-Africans profiting and hijacking our holiday, our foundational Black American holiday. This is the flag. What do Pan-Africanism have to do with Juneteenth? Not a damn thing. Now, what was funny, I went to Grunk, right? The disrespect is even in AI. And I put, create me a picture of the Juneteenth flag. And this is what pops up. Give it a sec. Black and red and white. What the hell? This is not Juneteenth. Okay, vibrant colors. See, AI algorithms can't even get it right. No. Okay. Let's go to Google. I like Gemini. Google Gemini. Create me a picture of Juneteenth flag. See what comes up. No, that's not it. And actually, when I did it yesterday, it was a red, white. It was the green, yellow, red thing. They still, AI can't even, they don't even have the correct Juneteenth flag. Now they have the colors, but they don't have the design, right? So let's go back to Google and type in Juneteenth flag images. All this comes up. This isn't Juneteenth. This is, right? This isn't. What the hell is this? That's not Juneteenth. So the point I'm trying to make here, if you've given us a holiday, because technically it's a holiday of Texas. It was a Texas holiday because it was Texas, Galveston, Texas in 1865, 1866. So it was always a Texas holiday and Texans always celebrated it. Now it became a federal holiday. Get the fucking flag correct. Stop hijacking, stop flipping it, stop tethering it, stop misappropriating, stop making money off of our suffering. This was another one, Juneteenth Juve. And then I heard they finally took this down off of their event page, but I'm pretty sure this was this past weekend. They probably had this celebration, but this was a couple weeks ago before June 14th. They were promoting this. Juneteenth, first of all, the colors again are wrong. The concept is wrong. There's no correlation with Juneteenth and Haitians. There's no correlation with Juneteenth and the Caribbean. It has nothing to do with diaspora. It has nothing to do with the continent Africa. It has nothing to do with the diaspora. It has nothing to do with Pan-Africans. It has nothing to do with that. It is Americans, foundational Black Americans, American descendants of slaves, the freedmen, the Negro freedmen, the Black freedmen bureau. That's it. Now people are upset because Tariq Nasheed has his name on a wall in Harlem. Let's see. What is this? Where's his thing at? Where's his? He posted it. Oh my God. I meant to have this up and running. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't here that I seen it. It was probably somewhere else. No, it was here. Okay. Well, actually, when I edit this video, I'm gonna put it in there. But he had his picture on a wall in Harlem amongst other prominent, Black figures in the community that has done things in the community, and people are upset or feel some kind of way. But my thing is, his picture belongs up there. Tariq Nasheed's picture belongs on a mural of other Black prominent figures in the Black community and Black history, because what he continues to do. Yes, he's in media. He has documentaries. He bring our history to light. He bring our history to the masses, right? So that it won't be forgotten, so that it won't be looked over. He has done and continue to do stuff to make Black Americans very much relevant and proud. So whether you like him or not, it's not the point. It is the fact that he's doing something positive for Black Americans, preserving our culture, preserving our history. People clowned him about his hidden history museums. Have you ever thought that he owns that building? It is a building for us to, show our history, to hold events. How about those who live in that area or plan on visiting that area in Los Angeles, hold events there, whether it's weekend events educating the youth on Black American history, women gatherings, men gatherings. He owns a building, and he's the only Black owner in that block owning a building that is for the preservation of Black culture. And it's really up to us to help this man grow it, nurture it, and expand it, and support other Black people who are doing the same in your community, which is very important. So that's what I wanted to say about Juneteenth. When I hold my panel space on Friday, most likely I will have a panel space on Juneteenth, maybe some other stuff as well. But I wanted to play this, right? This is Amanda Seals. Question the ongoing support for former President Barack Obama. She discussed the idea of representation as a generic concept, noting that people often prioritize identity, speaking of Juneteenth, and representation in politics. Seals stated he never spoke about reparations. That is true. So I want to play her clip here.
I see lots of folks really still loving Obama. And I'd be like, still? And even if, like, you have an affinity towards Obama, when I see people, and when I say people, I'm talking about Questlove. I saw Questlove post something about Obama, and he was like, you know, I've been seeing a lot of folks nitpicking Obama lately. And then I went to unfollow him, but he had already unfollowed me. So I don't know how at this point in this time people are still calling, you know, like a friend of mine still like, but Obama and Michelle are my forever FLOTUS. And I'm like, why? Saying things like he did more specifically for us. Please tell me, what did Obama do specifically for Black people? Please, somebody tell me. Somebody tell me, please. Obama was a great orator. He inspired many people with his presence, but that does not avail him of critique and talking about his bad choices and policies. Inspired them to do what? What did Obama inspire them to do with his presence? Aspire to be a part of establishments? He never spoke about reparations. He never spoke about police protections, about securing police protections for Black people, or just for anyone, honestly. Just like qualified immunity should be removed in general. He said we couldn't have Medicare for all because the insurance companies provide jobs. Like, what are we, you know, like at some point, your politics has to come beyond identity. And that is what so many of us are stuck in. The identity politics, which literally is just, oh, because they look like me. Representation is not a generic concept. So should we be proud that Clarence Thomas is on the Supreme Court? Should we? I see when I say people.
So I agree with her, because what has Obama done for Black Americans? If that was an Hispanic / Latino president, oh, they would do a whole lot. First of all, what has Obama done for Americans? Do you know he only signed a total of 4 executive orders throughout both presidencies combined? 4 or 5. How many executive orders did Trump sign on day 1, right after he was sworn in? I think it was over 20. So Obama really hasn't done much for Americans. He's done a whole lot for billionaires and trillionaires and APAC, you know, and international. Yeah. But specifically for Black Americans, he didn't do shit. He gave you My Brother's Keeper, which you don't hear nothing about it. First of all, they stopped talking about it when he was president. And he gave all Americans Obama phones. But Black people swore by the Obama phones, honey. That was it. He gave you My Brother's Keeper, and he gave you Obama phones. And yeah, I would give him this. He kind of kicked off the legislation for the body cam for police officers, but that's federal. And then it trickled down to the state. And that's for all Americans, basically. But do we really need police body cam? Yeah, we do. But a lot of people hold up their phones anyway. So what did he do? Nothing. He did nothing. if he didn't do anything for Americans, he damn sure wasn't going to do anything for Black Americans. He's not even a foundational Black American. He's not even ADOS. He's not even a Negro. He's not even a freedman. He is an African American. He's done more for Kenyan than he has for Kenyans than he has for Black Americans. So let's just have that honest conversation. And I'm surprised she even said that, because for a while, Amanda ideology was on that Obama liberal Democrat blue tip. She did criticize and question Kamala Harris. She got dragged for that. And she, you know, a lot of people, Amanda still gets a bad rap because of things she may have said and people disagree with. So what if you disagree? People are going to disagree and people are going to agree. But she's not stupid. She's very intelligent, highly intelligent. She knows about politics. And that's a fair question, i.e. statement, to throw out there. What has Obama done for Black Americans? Nothing. Nada. Zero. Absolutely nothing. You got My Brother's Keeper and you got the Obama phone. And as soon as he left office, those phones were turned off. He gave you free cell phones and My Brother Keepers that has done nothing to help young Black boys in this country. Nothing. Nothing. He ain't do shit. Michelle Obama ain't do nothing. And y'all run around here holding her up on a pedestal like she all that. She ain't do nothing. Because she looked like one of them girls that grew up in the projects, even though she didn't grow up in the projects, so what? Identity politics is the downfall of Americans and Black America. Now let's get into Tyler Perry, honey. Ooh, child.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day.
More breaking news now at 6. Atlanta media mogul Tyler Perry faces a sexual harassment lawsuit. That suit comes from an actor who claims that Perry created a, quote, coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic with the actor, promising to advance the actor's career. Atlanta News First is reaching out to Tyler Perry's attorney for reaction.
I've had chronic pain for years, and it was probably around Christmas when I was.
The Los Angeles.
Okay, that's that. Let's go here. So Tyler Perry sued for sexual assault. Oval actor claims years of harassment and more. What? Tyler, honey. It's shine time. So Tyler Perry is facing an accusation of sexual assault, a claim coming from an actor on his long-running TV show, The Oval. I never watched it, but I heard it was good. The one Tyler's camp calls a scam. So his people are calling it a scam. Well, what motive would this actor have to scam Tyler Perry? Something had to trigger it. Because I'm sorry, actors, you know, they're desperate for roles, and that is a good role, you know, to have. So Derek Dixon filed a lawsuit against Perry. And in the docs, he claims he and the director met at an event back in 2019. In Derek words, Tyler picked him out of the crowd and asked for his phone number, suggesting he might have a role for him. Okay, cool. As it turns out, he did. Derek says Tyler gave him a small role in 2 episodes of a show called Ruthless. Then in 2020, Derek says Tyler invited him to his Atlanta home and he accepted, hoping to build a friendship that will lead to more acting gigs. But according to the suit, while there, Derek drank too much and ended up sleeping in the guest room. How unprofessional, Derek. In the docs obtained by TMZ, Derek claims Tyler got into the bed with him and started touching his thighs. And although he rejected the advances that night, he claims Tyler remained interested. What? And this is before you got hired for the Oval Show. Shortly thereafter, Derek says he landed the role of Dale in the Oval. Great for his career, but he claims it was around this time that Tyler also started firing off sexual suggestive texts, including asking what Drew's sexual preference were and telling him he had sex with men. Well, we all knew that, allegedly. Derek also notes his character Dale was written as a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with other characters for a place to stay. He claims that's exactly what Tyler told him he was looking for in a real-life sexual partner. Someone who would be loyal and dependent on Tyler. But they're all like that. A lot of men and women, they want someone who is vulnerable and weak so that they can control the person in a situation, i.e. Diddy. Derek says he feared his career would be derailed if he flatly rejected Tyler. So instead, he told him he just wasn't the sexual type. But he was always terrified he'll lose his job if he complained of sexual harassment. This sounds like Diddy 2.0. It does. To that point, he says Tyler once again invited him to Atlanta late in 2020, and things allegedly took a dark turn. Derek claims Perry greeted him warmly, but quickly started a sexual charged conversation, like asking him if he likes it rough in bed, and then grabbed Derek by the throat while saying, "Look how excited you just got." That's crazy. This is the documents here. He says he pushed Tyler away, and that was the end of the alleged incident. The lawsuit includes years of text messages allegedly sent by between both men. Most of the ones Tyler allegedly sent are sexually charged. For instance, one reads, "No straight man will be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to F you. I would F you." What is going on here with Tyler? Tyler, honey, you doing too much. The most aggressive incident allegedly went down in 2021 again at Tyler's Atlanta home. Dixon was staying in the guest house and wearing only his underwear when he says Tyler came in to give him a goodnight hug. First of all, let's back up. This is your boss. Why are you staying at his house? Why are you there? They had some type of relationship. They had to. They had to have some type of relationship for you to just be. And first of all, he doesn't just have a home, he has a damn compound, his mansion. We've all seen Tyler Perry mansion in magazines and pictures. And the house, the guest house, is probably a mini mansion. So you were comfortable enough to be sleeping at your boss's home if you are not in a relationship with him and you're the only one there. There's no other cast members staying in the guest house with you. Maybe it was, a retreat for the workers. No, they were in a relationship. He alleges Tyler yanked down his underwear, groped his butt, and said, "Relax and just let it happen," and assured him it wasn't going to hurt. Oh, shit. Let me guess. Does he use Astroglide? Dixon says he managed to rebuff this advance by changing the subject. According to the suit, Dixon finally filed a complaint with Equal Employment and Opportunity Commission in June of 2024 and then quit the Oval, saying he could no longer put up with the alleged sexual harassment. So let me guess. Derek, you were a victim. You were vulnerable. He was stronger than you. You were scared that you would lose your job and be homeless and no one would hire you in Hollywood because he would blacklist you. It sounds like a Diddy 2.0. Dixon is suing Tyler and Tyler Perry Studios for quid pro quo and workplace sexual harassment and sexual assault and battery, and he is seeking $260 million in damages. Well, what is the damage? Did he insert himself in you? Did he physically beat you up? Tyler's attorney, Matthew Boyd, tells us this is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. But Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. Now, my question is Tyler going to finally come out and say he's gay? And they were in a relationship. They were dating. And basically, Derek is just trying to pull a Cassie, trying to pull a Jane Doe, i.e. 50 Cent baby mom, trying to pull a Mia or whoever else. Next thing you know, this is a civil case. Let's dive deep here. This is a civil case that probably going to end up being a RICO in Atlanta, probably under Fannie Willis jurisdiction. That's a reach, but it's a possibility. So the question I have is is Tyler Perry next up in line? Is Tyler next? Is this the downfall of wealthy, powerful Black men in Hollywood? It's a playbook here. Someone who you were intimately involved with, you have maybe pictures, you have maybe sexual videos, you definitely have texts. These people work for you. And then they claim they are a victim of sexual harassment or domestic violence. And they're suing you for millions of dollars. And then some Hollywood MGM head or one of those people, the creme de la creme of Hollywood, the real power brokers, probably is pissed off with Tyler, like Diego was pissed off with Diddy. And then they're going to bring somebody in to file criminal RICO charges on Tyler Perry. Is this the downfall of Tyler Perry? Is this the beginning of the end of Medea? He just dropped the #1 movie on Netflix called Straw. I didn't watch it because honestly, I'm tired of the same diatribe type of Black woman characters that he depicts. People were starting to complain about Tyler Perry and the way he portrayed Black women, because he portrayed them as being crazy, angry, bitter, deranged, broke. And is it because he doesn't like women, allegedly? And if he don't like women, then you ain't gonna really like Black women too much because you're not gonna portray them in such of a good light. I don't know. Maybe that's a reach, allegedly. But Tyler Perry is the new Diddy. And it's his turn. And it's a shame because Tyler Perry have turned hundreds of Black people into multimillionaires. Tyler Perry has stated that he has created more Black millionaires than any Hollywood studio combined. And I believe that. He made this claim while speaking at the BET Awards, emphasizing his commitment to empowering Black individuals in the entertainment industry. He highlighted his work with BET, TBS, Netflix, and Lionsgate, and millions of dollars paid to people as a result of his projects. Perry's claim is based on the significant financial opportunities he has provided through his various ventures, including his film studio, his partnership with streaming platform. He owns Tyler Perry Studios, the largest Black-owned studio in the U.S., and has produced numerous films, television shows, and stage plays. Tyler's success story, from humble beginnings to becoming a billionaire, is often cited as an inspiration for aspiring entrepreneurs and creatives. He has spoken about the importance of ownership and building wealth within the Black community, encouraging others to pursue their dreams and not let setbacks deter them. Absolutely. And I can say the same for Diddy, even though Diddy is a little bit out there and he's a woman beater. So he's a piece of shit because he's a woman beater. But he should not, me personally, be put up on RICO charges. However, getting back to Tyler Perry, yes, honey. Cat Williams warned everybody. Yes. Stressing Black women with scripted realities. But that's not the only reality of Black women. And you get tired of the same narrative. But getting back to Tyler Perry, listen, this is serious. First of all, he's a white man. And he was employed by you. And there are text messages. So there's some type of proof of some type of sexual innuendos between the two. And so are you going to settle? Or are you going to fight this to get it thrown out? Don't be like Diddy and try to fight it. No, don't be like Diddy and pay the person off, because then the Fed's going to come in. I thought I had some text messages here. I don't know if this video is current.
He's got the whole world in his hands. Got the whole world in his hands. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help, some of y'all know the rest.
I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can. He's got the whole world in his hands. Got the whole world in his hands. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help, some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
Well, why would we not be calm? You're the one being sued. You're the one that's about to get diddy. And that's the new term. He's about to get diddy. Now, I was like, let me go to the TikTok because I wanted to see the whole video. Was this new? Was this old? And he has no content. There's nothing up here. So did he scrap everything? No content. This user has not published any videos. He must have took everything down. Let's see. Because he has another Tyler Perry officials. Okay, but this is not even his. This is just a fan base one. But the Tyler Perry Studios, which is his official TikTok, there's nothing up there. It's verified. He's not following anyone. It's no, I don't know. But that video I just played was from TikTok, TylerPerryStudios.co. Or maybe I need to put that up there. Okay, here we go. This is it. I'm sorry. I was wrong.
He's got the whole world in his hands. Got the whole world in his hands. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help, some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as
people don't know. So he made that video.
What time you gotta be at school, little girl?
He made this video one day ago, and it says Beauty in Black season 2 is coming soon. All right, so he didn't. I guess he just didn't have nothing in the other one, but this is serious. It's not funny, even though it is kind of funny, but this is something that is very serious. Stop sleeping with people at your job. Stop screwing the help. I'm trying to pull up the damn gallery here, and it's not letting me. What is this? I don't know. Stop sleeping with people at your job. I'm always forgetting something. No, I did have this the whole time. Okay, good. Stop sleeping with people at your job. Stop fucking to help. Stop sending text messages. First of all, don't have your employees, don't have no one come to your house. I believe they were in a sexual relationship and it was consensual. Maybe I don't know. Listen, everybody want to come up. 260 million. Derek don't got to act no more in life. Even if Tyler Perry was to settle for 50 million, I wouldn't act anymore. I'll start my own production company. But this is serious, Tyler. You're getting diddied. Next thing we know, Homeland Security is going to be running down on Tyler Perry's mansion. Is he going to come out and say, I am gay, we were in a relationship, it's a scam, he's trying to extort millions out of me because I broke up with him? That's the only logical excuse. But to sit up here and say it's all a lie and we're reading the text messages, like, come on, dude. I mean, some of those text messages, it wasn't too sexual, but it was inappropriate. The text messages are inappropriate. He is an employee. You're going to have to pay him. You're going to have to pay him. That's it. And I did miss the super chat. David, he says Trump will declare war with an executive order. MEGU, Megu. What's MEGU? What's Megu? Make something, make something great something. Okay, so we're going to have to revisit president's powers when it comes to war. Can President Trump bypass Congress to declare war? But is declaring war actually giving him the authority to send troops somewhere without Congress permission? Or to drop bombs? I don't know. But I learned something new today, guys. Thank you so much. Dre again, white lady who changed the flag supports LGBT. And thank you, Joanne says, love your channel. I love you back. Thank you, guys, for tuning in today. Okay. 7 minutes, 8 minutes under the 2-hour mark. I did good. I did very well. And that's it. Listen, this is cute. I did the afternoon on Monday. I did the afternoon today. Friday is going to be at nighttime because I'm going to have a panel. So everyone, please like this video. Please share this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the notification to get all notifications. On X, shout out to everybody on X. Please like and repost on X as well. And everybody have a wonderful week. Happy Juneteenth. Yeah. And I will see you Friday. Bye. Oh, I have to put up my outro. Where's the outro? Girl. Miss Thing, where you been? I had to stop my outro, honey, because I seen that the plainest Jane, honey. Where you been at? Because I am subscribed and I ain't getting no notifications. Where you been? Did you get married? Because sometimes YouTubers, y'all go MIA, then y'all pop right back up. Hi, plainest Jane. I had to come back. I had to come back and like, honey, where you been? I'm about to send you an email. We're going to have to do a collab. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful week. See you guys on Friday.